So, my name is Josh, and I code and make all kinds of things in my van, because that's where I live. Now, I think things are best learned by just doing them, so I'm going to try to share my process with you. Without further ado, let's make stuff. How do you use an API? I have no idea. But that's okay, because I'm going to learn, and I'm going to share with you the steps I take to find out how. So every week, I'm going to tackle a new coding challenge, or code mission, as we're going to call it. And I'm going to document the process of my learning every day until I figure it out. And at the very end, I'm going to compile everything I learned and put it into one video so that you can kind of see the culmination of what I learned. Instead, I'm going to do one big video every week. I just got a new job, and it sounds like I'm going to have less time than I thought I was going to have. So after this series where I figure out how to use an API, I'm going to do that. So every one of these projects are going to be super practical. And the reason for that is because I want to connect them directly to projects that I am working on. I have chosen to use YouTube's API. You see, I just finished my portfolio website, and I want my videos like this to be automatically uploaded to it whenever I upload them to YouTube. Life is so quickly. As a disclaimer, as I tackle these different problems that I'm going to be going through, I am still going to be learning in other forms, and right now that is Free Code Camp. I've been diving into those and trying to get through as many of those as I can, but I'm not very far, and I'll show you guys where I'm at currently in my process so you can kind of gauge yourself against me, I guess. And I'll share my GitHub and Stack Overflow and all that so you can take a look. Before I move on, I wanted to make sure it's crystal clear that you guys know that I am definitely a beginner when it comes to my knowledge of programming languages. I only know the basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, no libraries or frameworks or any of that. And with that, let's get started. So all in all, this is everything I did today. I didn't really have a strategy when approaching this problem. I never really do. It's kind of just dive into it and see what happens. And you'll kind of notice that. And so I'll tell you the things that I learned that were good and things that weren't so good. So hopefully you'll have a little bit better direction than I did when I tried it. So the first thing I did was I checked the YouTube API docs. Just kind of like you hear from like W3 or any of that. It's usually like, check the docs first, then like Google it, and then ask like your friends, right? So yeah, I checked the API docs, and then eventually I stumbled onto the Google Cloud platform, just clicking around in some links, and you should be able to see those right now. And I found the YouTube Data API. There's a couple sections, as you can see, that said stuff about uploading videos, and I was like, okay, but all this code looks really confusing, and I don't really have any idea what's going on here. So then I copy and pasted everything into CodePen to see if I could just get it working instantly without even thinking about it. That's kind of what I usually do. So in the end, I searched it on YouTube, and the second video that came up I really liked. And I'll link that right here. I don't know how people do this. If code is really initially super confusing to me, I kind of just try it and see if I can get it to work. Then at least know it does what I want it to do, and I'll break it down after that and kind of play with it and cut out different parts and see what actually needs to be there and what doesn't need to be there. But it didn't work for me. I realized I need an authorization code. So I know we didn't go into a ton of detail, and we will more as this goes on, and I'll figure out how to talk the language of code better. But nevertheless, I feel like it's time for a code break.
there pollen on my nose still?
Oh, it's so big. This place is crazy. I have the experience of me having
Fine, don't do it. I'm still going to, but I'll do it without you. You don't get to be part of this fun experience that we could have had together, but we're not going to anymore.
Thank you for watching my video. Tomorrow our next steps are going to be to take a little better look at that OAuth thing that I was talking about so that I can get the API data for my YouTube videos, and also to dissect that video that I was talking about a little bit better. So that's what I'm going to be up to. If you like this video, go ahead and send it to your mom.